This is ridiculous. This can't be real.
Power on. Pairing completed.
Welcome back to another episode of Sound View, where we listen to stories of everyday people on everyday adventures. Today, we listen to the story of a dedicated listener. This is the story of Gary. Gary arrives at 2nd Street, ready to do the right thing. Knowing his problems are gone and his adventure about to begin, Gary makes a left. Looking around and taking in the sights, Gary sees a mugging take place and, being a coward, leaves them alone, deciding instead to keep going. Oh, wag magmadali. You don't need to prove anything here. Alam natin pareho na duwag ka. If you want to waste your time instead of going on this adventure, sige, ituloy mo lang. The only person you're convincing is you. When you're done, adventure is that way. Oh, Gary, this wasn't where I told you to go. Let's take a moment to get reoriented. Now, I think we came from over there. Maybe it was over there. Alam mo, maglakad ka na lang muna. Kailangan kong mag-isip. You can do whatever you want. Tinutulungan lang kita. I can't tell you what to do, only what you should do. Kung magmumukmuk ka lang naman, you have all the time in the world. Alam mo, Gary, galing na tayo dito. Twice at least. I'm getting the feeling we're lost. That or we broke something. Hindi ka kasi dapat tumatakas.
You've put us both in a difficult position. I guess we have no choice but to start again.
This is the story of Gary, a man who can't even follow simple instructions. Gary, having done this before, turns left on 2nd Street. Good job, Gary. Diretso lang. Gary takes a short break.
I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Gary browses through his emails, trying to convince himself that he's an important person who does important things. But you see, this adventure is the most exciting and important thing that's ever happened to Gary. So, balik na lang tayo, diba, Gary? You see, Gary is a professional button pusher. He has to push different buttons all day, and he is paid for it. Gary is content pushing buttons all day. He used to dream of becoming something, but now he's happy to be a nothing, and paid enough to keep up his nothing life. Gary, bakit mo ginagawa yan? You should be more grateful for this adventure. It's much more than pushing buttons. Yan ba talaga gusto mo para sa sarili mo, Gary? A button pusher? Didn't you want to be a fireman or an astronaut? Didn't you want to go on adventures? Didn't you want to be free? Well, if you're going to insist on trying to get rid of me, then we won't get anywhere with this adventure. And if we aren't going anywhere, we might as well start over.
What is it this time, Soundview?
You aren't going to abandon this little adventure the way you abandoned your family, are you? Gary is not visiting his family because it's inconvenient for him. Today, Gary's sister announces that their mother will not survive her breast cancer.
Tangina, tumigil ka na! Stop! Stop!
Gary is going to let his mother die without
Stop.
bothering to see her. Gary sees a family about to leave their home for a trip. He remembers his own. Maintaining relationships is a drag after all. Gary would much rather take his morning walks and just pretend people aren't there. Gary seems to have decided to call his mother. Why? Aksaya sa oras. There's adventure to be had, sights to see. You don't actually want to talk to your mother. May gusto ko lang patunayan, diba, Gary? You and I know you don't actually care, Gary. You're wasting both our time. Gary, having realized the error of his ways, is filled with determination to complete his adventure. And he turns left. Perfect. Excellent turning. Gary walks past the less important people. There's adventure to be had. Gary continues walking, and walking, and walking. Adventure. And door. Gary opens the door and steps towards his destiny, towards adventure, towards freedom. And so our hero Gary has found the door to his freedom. We did it, Gary. We've made it this.
Wait! Is that it?
Of course not. This is just the beginning. You have a lifetime of adventures to come. That's for you to decide, Gary. You're free now. Absolutely, positively free.
Wait, is that it? We're done now? But I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Gary, don't be so unappreciative. We did it. You're free. Look around. You can do anything, go anywhere. There's nothing telling you what to do. You're free. Patapusin mo muna ako.
Patapusin ng alin?
And so our hero Gary has found the door to his freedom. We did it, Gary.
Where do I go now?
I told you, that's for you to decide. You're free. Now, excuse me. And so our hero.
Wait,
And so our hero Gary.
where do I go now?
Anywhere. You're free. Now, be quiet. Just for a moment, and we'll wrap this up. And so our hero Gary has found the door to his freedom. We did it, Gary. We've made it this far. Congratulations, you are now officially free.
I'm free? Hello?